Hey everyone, Clay here, and today we're unboxing my Deadzone 2-player starter from Mantic. So, as you can see, I actually do have a setup. Hopefully the lighting is okay. My desk is not the best light. I mean, I do have this, but as you can see, there's glare on the right, so I'm actually using a different lamp. So I have not unshrink wrapped this thing, as you can see. And this thing is chock full of stuff. So let's go over why it's this and not in the actual box. So when I got this from Miniature Market, and they did aces. Oh, don't worry about all this. I have dry skin on my hands and it's cracking, so eh. So I got this from Miniature Market, and this thing is like 6 pounds. Like this box is hefty. And they packaged this thing in a box big enough to contain like 3 of these. Like, look how thick this is. You see how thick this is? This is a thick boy. It could have held 3 of these stacked on top with space on the sides about the size of what you're seeing here. This width on my screen. Like, this is kind of how it was in the box, with more space on the top and bottom, and it was deep. It was so big I couldn't fit it on my desk. So I kind of looked at it and went, alright, I'm just going to unpack it from there and go, and not shrink wrap or anything. Because, see, it's still got the shrinky wraps. And, yeah, so I did that. They packed this thing in layers of bubble wrap. Like, a ridiculous amount. Like, this thing was sitting up with bubble wrap under it, around it, and on top of it. This thing could not move in that box. It was packed so tightly, and I am okay with that. It means that there shouldn't be any damaged materials. Now, this is a 2-player starter for the 3rd edition that just came out end of October. So, and this has both the 2 books you need to play, a mat, which is important because Deadzone doesn't need a measuring tape. It's actually played by a grid. It's got minis, including 2 unique ones to the starter. So it's got 11 of the GCPS and 13 of the Veer-myn. It's got your counters, your dice, your command dice, and scenery, which is also important to Deadzone. So, yeah, everything in here is going to be require me to assemble it. And, glue and paint are not provided, it says right here. But enough dilly-dallying, let's open this thing. I got a pair of scissors just in case, because, getting the plastic wrap off is kind of a pain. Oh yeah, look at that, oh yeah. Give me that plastic wrap off. I have been waiting for this. I pre-ordered this thing the day it went up for pre-order. And I've got a story about this, and I'll tell it at the end about why I'm going with, like, why I got this and everything. So, let's see. Ah, okay. So it opens here, and it's like a box within a box. Yeah. Now, I had watched a couple of unboxings of other people. This is a box within a box. I am absolutely keeping this box. I love this art. I mean, look at this art. Skirmishes on Forsaken Worlds. I mean, look at this. Look at this. It's beautiful. I'm just going to put it over there, though. So where is the front? Oh, front's right here. Hello. Alright, so what am I looking at in here? Terrain. Lots and lots of... I guess each building is individually packaged. Looks pretty solid. Definitely going to be interesting assembling terrain. I've never done that before. What's this? Oh! So these are little containers and, spikes and pikes and fences and all that kind of stuff. Cool. More barricades and, construction kind of terrain. Oh, little grid fencing. Look at that. Looks cool. Oh, we got a fan set up. Obviously, there's no fan in it. But, well, look at that. This will be interesting to try to figure out how to paint this stuff, because I am not a good painter. So trying to figure out how I'm going to paint something like this control panel, or this fan thing, is going to be interesting. More... Oh, this is debris. We got some debris bits. Okay. Cool. Got some more debris and some... Oh, we got windows. We got windows. And then we got a whole pile of angled stuff. More debris, I guess. Oh, a sign. No, there's like a weird little sign. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. There's like a weird little sign right here. Neat. I don't know what some of this is. I guess this is supposed to be the resin. I've never dealt with resin, so I know I need to wash it and stuff. But I'm going to guess that this is the resin. Looks like it is. Looks like there's little resin bits in there. Which I imagine what this is. Is that what this is? This is a big old... It's more resin stuff, but I can't tell what it is because bubble wrap. And I don't want to unwrap this stuff until I know what I'm doing with it. Okay, so this is Veer-myn. I got a bunch of guns, a bunch of drills, angry drill things. Look at them. Look at these angry drills. Get over there. You stay over there. Yeah, got some torsos. Not too shabby. Got a, I guess, that looks like a pile of heads. Is that what that is? This is a pile of heads. Alright. Got the heads. This looks like the GCPS. Absolutely, yeah. So we got heads, torsos. This is more... This is not like legs. It looks like legs in a little bag. This is absolutely not like GW. As you can see, they're just sort of... Here's a sprue full of dudes. Have fun with it. Another sprue full of dudes. Guns and arms and torsos and heads. I'm gonna guess more Veer-myn. I'm more interested in the rats, if I'm being perfectly honest. I do see a fiddly bit right here. Not a fan of fiddly bits, but that's fine. I'm definitely going to want hobby tweezers because there's tails and other things in here. Let's see. More Veer-myn. We got guns and tails and... I guess those are heads, maybe? Torsos? Those are guns, I think. It's going to be interesting getting these things out and fiddling with them. We've got the command dice, which are a thing unique to Deadzone's mechanics. As you can see, they've got different symbols, and each symbol means something. I'll actually put in the description box a couple of channels for different stuff, which we'll go over. So, what on earth? A bunch of little bits and bobs. I don't know what these are. They look like they're connectors. These must connect these. I have a feeling these are glued to these to create connections. That's probably what this is. Because that's what these look like. These look like little connectors. Like little L connectors and things, see? I bet that's what these are. I'm going to have to find out. We have a bunch of 8-sided dice. This game is an 8-sided dice game. Whee! There you go. Oh! And it has exploding, so if we were playing, I get to re-roll that. Or I get to roll another die, like I'd re-roll this one and be like, oh, I got a 6, right? So, that's cool. These are nice dice. Nice and hefty. Then we got the books. Now, what's fun about this is these are the only books you need to play Deadzone. This has every army in the Deadzone in it. See, the Asterians, Enforcers, GCPS, Forge Fathers, Marauders, Maison, Nameless, Rebs, Plague, and Veer-myn. It has pictures, you know, different stuff. Has all the stat blocks. Has a little bit of lore, so like if I was going to play Forge Fathers, I get some Forge Fathery stuff. And then I got Forge Fathery stuff like leaders. Then, you know, all that stuff. So this is really cool. I like that it's all in one book and it's in the starter. Like, I literally just needed the starter to start playing this game. I don't need anything else. It's a nice book, too. It's very, very nice. And then we have the actual rules. So this is all you need for Deadzone. This is it. These are the rules. This is explaining how to play, like sniper scopes and, you know, campaign rules and credits. There's campaign rules. There's an entire section for background, which is real nice. Check it out. I'm going to enjoy these. I'm going to enjoy these books a lot. I'm going to put these books to the side, so they're going to stay out. Oh, hey, another D8. Oh, there's another D8. There was a hidden D8. I couldn't see it from a position. So this must be the... Oh, so this is a game mat that also has demo rules? Oh, look at that. It does. So it's got actions and, like, demo rules. Oh, this must be for, like, a demo game for learning. Let's open this up a bit. I'm going to try to pan it through the camera so you can kind of see it, but it's a small board where you put down the terrain and like units and you play through your turns, and it's got stat blocks on it. Like, see, it's got the stat blocks over here, it's got some stat blocks that you can't see down here. Cool. Is this double-sided? It is absolutely double-sided. So this is the actual like mat. Look at that. So you got the mat on one side. It's hard to see, but then you got this fancy thing on this side. Oh, wow. And it's actually a really nice quality material. It's actually pretty heavy duty. So what is this? Getting started. Assembling. Okay, so it does have some assembly stuff. Okay, that's what I was kind of worried about. So a GCPS trooper takes... I see. There's grenade launchers, comm links, flamethrowers, pistols. There's the ranger, and then there's the hero. And then it's got Veer-myn. Veer-myn nightmares. These are the big boys. The Veer-myn hero. And then it's got terrain. Look at that. Yeah, see, look. You can kind of see it. They're these little connector pieces. And that is absolutely what these are. See, you can't really see it on the thing. Let me see if I can get it zoomed in. You can kind of see here. It's kind of hard because the zoom, the focus. But there's a tiny connector piece between two of them. So you use these to connect the terrain together. And then you've got your first game, which is the learn to play rules. Look at that. That is actually really good. And then... giant thing of tokens, because tokens are important. I will punch these out, and I'm going to be putting most of this stuff, like these tokens and stuff. I've got, let me grab it, because this is something I got a couple years ago back when I still did D&D coverage. I've got a really nice sort of dice box that I never get to use. It's this thing. They actually, when they made it, they put Totally Nerdy on it. It was made by these guys. Exoteric. And right now it's just got tokens and stuff, but it's basically dice tray and dice, and I can put all the command dice and stuff in here, and I've got like little tokens, and I'll put other tokens. But yeah, this is basically what I'm going to use for all my Deadzone stuff, because it's sweet, and I never get to use it. So there is that whole thing. Sweet. Alright, but there you go. There is the Deadzone starter box. I am very, very excited for this. Now, why Deadzone? Right? Because, let's be real, 40k, Kill Team. Kill Team had come out with another edition right before this. And that edition is not to my liking. I'll just say it right now. The problem I have with the new Kill Team is it's not as customizable. Like, when you're making a Kill Team list, it's choose from these buckets of, you know, options, and then those are the buckets you get. So it's like, oh, you want to use, you know, Space Marines, well, you have to pick 10 generic Space Marines and then this one captain, and that's just not what I'm interested in. I want more customization and more control. And when I was looking for alternatives, that was when the Deadzone 3rd edition had popped up, And as you know, I was getting into Kings of War, which, you know, I've got my Kings of War book. And I was like, well, Mantic, you know, Kings of War seems cool. And the problem with Kings of War I was having is all the stuff I wanted, all the, like, units and fancy stuff like that I was interested in, unfortunately, was out of stock. So I was kind of like, well, you know, I'll just take it slow. This pops up. I start looking into it. I start looking at some battle reports. Specifically, there's a guy called Deadzone, which I'll put a link to a battle report of theirs for 3rd edition in the description box. But he had done some 2nd ed stuff, and I watched it, and I was like, this is really cool. I like this, and it's a skirmish game, which is my preferred style of play. I don't necessarily want to go huge armies right out the gate. I eventually will, but I like to slow build and play as I go, and skirmish games allow me to do that. And Deadzone is inside of a universe by Mantic that is effectively 40k. So they've got Deadzone, which is their skirmish, their kill team. They've got Firefight, which they're beta testing a 2nd edition. And that's kind of regular 40k level. About the way it's been described to me, it's about 1,000 to 1,500 points size-wise. And then they have Warpath, which is their like top-end version of this universe. And in Warpath, they've described it as epic 40k, which I don't know what that means. There you go. So, yeah. So I can collect Deadzone, still get a sci-fi miniatures game, and, you know, eventually move up into, like, Firefight and stuff when they do 2nd ed. And my minis will transfer, because the factions are, for the most part, the same. There's a couple of, I think, extra options for Firefight and for Warpath. Like, you know, there's tanks and vehicles. But even Deadzone has vehicles. Like the Enforcers, they have jet bikes you can get, which is really freaking cool. So, yeah. But anyway, why am I putting this away? I'm on camera. Here. We'll just have it sit here. So, yeah, I'm basically going to be a Mantic guy. Also, these are way affordable. Let me put this way. This 2-player starter, MSRP for this whole thing, everything you just saw, is $125. I got it for $106, that was with tax, from Miniature Market, because they do slightly lower, they do, you know, discounted rates. And I got free shipping when I pre-ordered it. So I paid $106 for this. It's $125 normally. The 2-player starter for Kill Team, which only lets you play the 2 armies in that box, is $200. Then you got to spend an extra $50 to get another book that has all the force lists. Why? Mantic is way more affordable. Like, I can buy another faction starter for this for like $30. If I want to try out the Forge Fathers, or if I want to try out the Nameless, I can go and get like a faction starter for either of those for like $32. That's it. For a budget-minded gamer like myself, that's important. So, I want to thank my patrons. It was their support and funding that enabled me to get this. I did, of course, chip in some of my own money, so it was a group effort. And I will have eventually, I think, something showing off either on my blog or a video showing the assembled minis. I'm not going to be painting these anytime soon, as Army Painter is coming out with their own version of contrast paints called Speed Paints, and I want to use those because they're going to be in dropper bottles and more affordable than GWs. Yeah. But they don't come out till February 2022, and I'm recording this in November of 2021, so got a couple months to wait. Boo. But yeah, as always, thank you so very much for watching. Check out the other stuff. I've still got plenty of video game reviews coming. That's still the primary focus of the channel, video game stuff. I'm still working through Persona 5 Royal. Then I got probably a first impression video on Vagris. And then I'm going to go into Kingdom Hearts and all of that. And eventually Persona 5 Strikers too. I can tell you right now, Persona 5 Royal is fantastic. I will go into more depth in the actual review, but yeah. I've put like 130 hours into it, and after I'm done with this, I'm going to go play more of it. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. If you're interested in Deadzone and you end up picking up a starter or an army, let me know which one it is. I'd like to hear about it. I'd like to hear your take on them. And hey, be kind to each other, stay nerdy, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care.